Hello, everyone, and welcome. That you're doing amazing. Well, all the good things, feeling blessed, protected, well spoken, okay, and activated. Ashe. So, my name is Latif. I do readings on here, as well as you can book readings with me down below. So, let's check out my podcast down below. Um, with that being cultivated, said, and activated, let's get into this. I got called to this deck in particular, but not necessarily the reading until I picked up the deck. And I love when that happens. If you know, you know. And it's my food deck. And the question that is most likely the caption is, what needs nourishing? Okay. And one of the channel messages, the only channel messages I got was just giving ingredients. This is just, well, it's not just ingredients, but it's a lot of ingredients in here. It's just different fruits, vegetables, plants, herbs, things of that sort. These are just ingredients, but you can make whatever you need to make with them based off of the ingredients that you have. And before I started, they also had me channel um, channel the song, play the song with it. That way I was getting channeled, which is Umi Where I Wander. Is currently playing in the background, just a little quiet. You can't really hear it, but just enough. Um, and in this part of the song, she says, "No more fighting the cards that you're dealt." And so, with me channeling that message, that's sticking out to me, Ashe. That's sticking out to me with no more fighting the cards that you're dealt. Like, baby, you ain't gotta fight it no more. These are just ingredients. You ain't even gotta use the ingredients, even if they're given. But what needs nurturing is what we're gonna do. So, um, you could have. We'll get into it. You'll see exactly how it works. It's kind of a show more than anything. I say. Let's get into these blessings. Ooh. I also lit my dragon's blood incense as well, and that's coming up with one of the things, not the dragon blood itself, but one of the meanings of it. Ah! Ashe. Love is coming out very strong. As soon as I said that, because I kept staring at Rosemary, and I was like, why is love not on there? It's one of the words. It's one of the things that it can amplify and help enhance your life. And I was like, love should be on there with Rosemary. And then they said, take this card. You got apples. One of the things that it can enhance is love. Amplify, work with, sweeten, and in that freshness, that brightness, depending on what apple it is. But let's pull these cards. This and this and this. Ashe. So yeah, pulling in love with them with the rose blood. It also dragon's blood. It also works with love, protection, guidance. One of the words that were sticking out for Rosemary was protection. So I feel like you were possibly, thank you, Spirit Ashe. You were given possibly a lot of information or a lot of knowledge, or you have a lot and you understand a lot, and you're trying to navigate it in a way that is more on an emotional stance, on a more open stance, a heart chakra breakthrough, if you want to call it that, or just an acceptance of receiving a feminine energy, or ready to nourish the ground. What is nourishing you, or what needs nourishing? And so, with this protection coming up strong, because there's other words in here as well. It says chases away nightmares. Rosemary again is good for love. It's good for protection and purification. It can be used in a lot of ways. You got bread. You got oil. You have butter, cakes, all that stuff. But it can also be used raw, can also be used in different things. So you're getting what I'm saying. It's a plant, it's a herb, it's that something that can grow in, thank you, Spirit. Something that can grow in a way that exceeds your expectations of what it can do. Because adding just enough of it amplifies it. If you add too much of it to anything, it can kind of overflow the flavor and it can kind of turn into a bitterness. And so, with this protection coming in strong with the rosemary, it's like you're not adding in enough. These are just ingredients. You need to add in enough and amplify that with knowing. Okay. And so, with this love coming in here and it not being on the rosemary, but the sweetness, and then you got apples coming in here, it's again allowing yourself to know that you can lead with your intuition, to lead with your gut. So, what needs nurturing is knowing that you are protected, knowing that you are guided, knowing that you are walking in a way that you, you- you're not going to lead yourself astray. You know what I'm saying? You're not willingly going to lead yourself astray. You're not just wondering. Like I said, you are somebody that possibly possesses a lot of knowledge or a lot of information, or just you analyze things. Now, spirit is like move in a way that is more intuitional, more emotional, and allow that to be in your life. And it can be used in many ways. With apples, we have red, green, Fiji, Danish. It can aid in magic, whatever magic you use. Dried apples is also good. It's a kitty. Oh, I'm sorry, he can't fucking hear me. He's all the way on the first floor. I don't know why I did that. Excuse me. We have sour, we have kink, we have sauces, jelly, raw. So it can be used in a lot of different forms. The reason why I'm naming it is because they look like this. So that way you're able to see that there are different variations of these things. And I feel like that's also why I'm also listing them out as well, not just to give you the information of what these ingredients means, but is letting you know that these ingredients just amplify or signify what is needed. Right? So what needs nourishing is your love and your protection. Because you literally got the big boss protection salt. Protection, cleansing, balancing, salt at the door. You can get black salt, you can get pink salt, kosher salt. But that is the best form. Like even when you're cooking, i.e., the food deck, you throw salt for some if you practice that over there. You know what I'm saying? So it's just this sense, and those are the top two cards that you got. Up top is the rosemary and salt. The top two is protection. I feel like you overanalyze to the point where you question the protection that you already have in place. And so, what needs nourishing is realizing that you are protected. You have to walk in a means of knowing that you're not alone, even if it looks like you're alone, or even if it feels like in moments, you have to recognize that. And ways that you can do that is amplifying it by just simply feeding self in a different way. That's why you're getting the food out, feeding yourself in a different way. People use rosemary in drinks. You're like, I don't want to eat that. But there's like I think it's like rosemary and like mint and lemonade, or rosemary lemonade. I don't know. It's really good. It's really sweet. But even things like that with a little salt on the rim, little apple mixed in, blended up. It's different ways, but it's just saying there are different ways for you to show yourself in your body, to nourish it, to calm it down, to show and let you know, like, oh, I am protected. And it's those small things. You can be somebody that some would call the kitchen witch, some would call instead of cooking witch, kitchen witch. Double words for hitting my ass. The kitchen witch, or you can just be, if you follow human design, somebody that works well in the kitchen, like doing kitchen work, just being in nurturing foods. If you have Virgo placements, which leads with the stomach, the gut, the intuition, um, nourishing foods help with that, knowing what's going into your body. And I feel like once you recognize what you have been feeding yourself consistently, you'll recognize that you have always and will always be protected. Okay? It's time to add in some sweetness into your life. The cards that we have in between those is pass or passed down recipes. Yes, even the clipped ones. And so with this coming in, just giving ingredients, like I said, you have been given information, knowledge, whether that's through experiences, whether that's through advice, whether that's through passed down recipes, whether that's through secrets, whether that's through untold stories. You get what I'm saying? It has been passed down. So with you having it, whether that's through downloads, whether that's through channeling dreams, you have been passed this information for a reason, because I always like to say, once spirit has a relationship with you, sometimes they won't give you all the information if they know you won't be able to hold it. But they feel like they can trust you with information, with knowledge, with truth, with guidance, with leading yourself in this way, because they know that not only will you always lead a way and protect yourself, but in a way of knowing how to protect your energy, how to balance out, how to take that in. And let's even to the salt with the enhancer. And I keep saying enhance. So what is that called? Some people enhance. It is an energy. I just don't know what it's called. I'm so sorry. I'm not one to be like I know everything. Um, I know a lot, but sometimes I don't know enough on the top. But it's something where you're able to enhance and amplify other things. It's almost like the power of three, but you are the power of three. If you know what the fuck I'm talking about, you know what the fuck I'm talking about. Which you are. Power of three is that? But it allows that. So with this passed down recipes, this information, you being entrusted with that, you have to recognize that, and not on some God gives the strongest battles. It's like, no, we're giving you the most potent information and truth and knowledge. And we know that you can walk boldly and courageously with that, and start accepting love that comes with that too, the joy that comes with that, the sweetness, the openness. And the fact that this says aid in magic, enhances, chases away nightmares, so chases away again the deception as well, the lies with the rosemary. It is allowing that. So if you are passing it out or getting things passed out, know that you are worthy. Sagittarius and Gemini energy is coming up as well. We have I'm excited to cook for you, and that's right under salt. And the fact that this is, so the spirits I'm going to put for some like smoke marks. If you can see, it's like smoke smudges, and it's a way of, hilariously enough, enhancing and amplifying the fucking card. Adding in a little bit of breath of fire, almost as if I'm cooking the meaning and allowing it to settle inside. So the fact that this is right under salt, the enhancer, the retaining energy, the cleansing energy, the protection, it's like I'm excited. I always tell people your happiness is also your highest protection. Always. It is one of your highest protections. I won't say it's the only, but it's one of your highest protections, because for some people, anger is. For some people, the emotions to feel the depth of sadness is. But happiness is one of your highest protections. That excitement, that joy, that unobstructedness of it all. It's very powerful. So being excited to allow yourself to cook for others and or cook for yourself allows in that love of receiving and giving, and not being overanalyzed about it. We have I'm hilarious. Gasp, I can't believe that's vegan. And then we have mushrooms. If you know, mushrooms love vegan. Mushrooms love vegans. Oh my God, is that why we eat them? Different thought. Vegans love mushrooms. I say you could be vegan as well, but you don't have to be. All right. We have fungus, a replacer, spiritual growth, enlightenment, rebirth, earthly connection. You can have it stuffed in a soup, in a gravy, as chicken. There's a lot of things. It's a list. Okay, it's a fungus, but it can also be deadly, depending on which one you get. So again, leading back to what can nourish you can also protect you. can also aid, can also amplify, can also enhance, can also open doors, can also open opportunities, can also. So, what you are needing to nurture is knowing that you are protected and knowing that you are loved, and start stepping and walking in that. Allowing yourself to walk like you know what the fuck you're talking about, because you only speak when you know what the fuck you're talking about. So, with this, I can't believe is being people are not going to believe what you're able to do with what you have. That's why the song was shouting it. No more fighting the cards that you don't. You're like, I'm not. You'll be surprised what I can do. I've been thinking about these. We can make chicken out of flour and water. And obviously seasonings. But it's like, the spirit is like, there's no need in limiting that. If you're protected, if you're walking around with almost like a bubble of protected energy, and only what you allow in and accept in is going to come in. Walk like that. Understand that. That is your power. That is your free will. That is your strength. So you need to nourish that. Lean back into that excitement. Lean back into that joy. Lean back into the sweetness. Um, yeah. Take the final card. We have cranberries coming in here. Cranberries are vibrant, love, abundance, healing, energy. You can use as a juice, as dried. I love some dried cranberries. Just a little bit of nuts, a little bit of cheese. Oh, getting off topic. Food. But I feel like you don't do that enough. Thank you, because I keep like, oh, oh, these little things. And then as soon as it happens, just like, no. Me, I'm typically sometimes go down the path, like, move back, move forward, move on, but it's like, it's quick. It's almost immediate. Where it's like, nope, let's get down to this. But it's like, have that little bit of, oh, you notice when cranberry is in there if it's real cranberry. You notice that, oh, okay. And I feel like, recognize that that's your energy. That's your vibrancy. So you're walking around with that. And that's right on top of passed down recipes and apples. You are then understanding, and apples even down to the point that they'll fall out of a tree if they're not good. Leave it on there long enough, you don't catch it in between, and you got other stuff coming in there. So it allows even the ecosystem that it works with the balance to know when to release itself. And so for your final card to come, make it for your taste first. And that's right on top of I'm excited to cook for you. And the apples, you really have to allow yourself, and it doesn't have to be actually cooking for somebody. And you're just like, no, I don't. Once I hang out with this person, it's like, don't alter yourself. Be excited to be yourself. That's cooking. That's cultivation. That's creating. Cooking is creation. Cooking is taking ingredients and making something. You need to nourish the ingredients that you have and make something. Don't keep it separated, trying to protect it when they work a whole lot better and amplify each other when they're together. Because where you feel like, ooh, this might be a hot topic, I shouldn't bring it up, you're going to be around people that are like, yes, I'm so glad you brought that up. Let's dive into it. I don't know if you would like that in the bedroom, but if you don't bring it up, you'll never know. Go find somebody that does. But you have to leave with that. And so with this, I can't believe it's vegan. It's you taking things and turning it into something else. And that is a disbelief to some, but that is where your joy, you're like, ooh, ooh, is leading you to different places, different knowledges, and that's allowing you to enhance, grow, protect, love, and receive what you are deserving of. Because no matter where you go and how you move, you're protected. You're not fighting anymore. And the song is called Where I Wander. And I did the live version. And it's like talking about heal the chakras, so stop with some kind of loving. Yeah, Shalia says you should treat your daughters like they matter. With some kind of loving. Mhm. So that can be significant. You could be a daughter, could have daughters, but treat yourself in that whimsy energy. Whether you're man, woman, non binary, trans, it does not matter. Feminine energy is energy. If energy can't be destroyed, why the hell could it not be distributed to anybody if you accepting it? Shit. But make it for your taste first. You have to get comfortable with yourself first. And knowing that you know what you're talking about and accepting when you don't, because that excitement to cook is also knowing when it's like, well, maybe I add a little bit too much of this. Maybe I won't add the next time. Maybe I won't add that next time. That's okay. But you're okay with that. Because even in the recipes that we pass out, I was like, I don't really like that. I'll switch it up. It's okay to change. It's okay to shift. That also allows protection. But it's you keep snapping back into something after you keep revealing yourself to yourself. Sometimes that can be, a little restricting. You can add some rosemary, salt, and a little dried cranberries and apples in a bowl, and light a candle if you want to do that. If you like, I don't want to eat none of this shit. But there are so many ways to use and amplify that. You can even just write down, may I embody the thank you, the qualities of these other things and these elements. You ain't even got to consume it. People forget that your power is as expansive as your mind allows, as your body, as your spirit allows, and not to limit yourself to feeling like you have to do. It is about, what are you feeding yourself? What are you nourishing yourself? Your mind, your body, your energy, your soul. What are you creating? What are you excited to cook? What are you excited to experience? What are you excited to indulge in? What are you excited to create that people cannot believe, including yourself? Because you got to make it for your taste first. I love y'all. So these are just ingredients. But you, baby, are the chef. Ooh. I feel like I seen that coming, but if you didn't eat. But anyways, anyway, I feel like there isn't much more. Are we taking this or no? No, 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 no. No. We got honey, final one. It is good for protection, for beauty. Again, protection keeps coming up. Abundance is coming up. Abundance of community, wisdom. Again, knowing what you're talking about, your understanding. It is sense for meaningful. It is good for beauty, divine blessings. It is also associated with bees, community, coming around, being around people of a center. Right? Raw, gold, blue, honeycomb, dripping. You get what I'm saying. And that's coming right on top of the pass down, the I'm excited, and the cranberries. And make it for yourself first. Make it sweet. Make your life sweet for you. And anything else that is in there is a bonus. I'm excited for you. I'm excited. Go make a cake. I don't know who that's for, but go make a fucking cake. But I love you. Love yourself so much more. Realize what you're feeding yourself, what you're nourishing yourself, and amplify that, because if you're the beacon bitch, why can't I also be the projector, the amplifier, the this, that, baby? Yeah, I would never limit my power. So taking that in, I love you. Love yourselves more. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Until next time.